Hey everyone, welcome to Bag of Bricks episode 4. Now, I had originally planned to do this one last week, but for reasons I'm going to talk about in this video, and the topic of this video, you'll understand why I didn't do it. This is where I talk about my AFOL life, the challenges of, working full-time, having a family, building Lego, loving loving the kids, loving the family. Thought I had to get that in there. I can't say I love Lego more than my family. I love everything about Lego. I love my family. It's one of those funny things. On reflection, that's a good point. You talk about it. My kids love Lego as much as me now. My daughter Joss, my eldest daughter. She started primary school this week, which in Australia is this sort of 5-6 year old thing. So her birthday's July. So she started it as an older kid rather than a younger kid. She's slap bang in the middle there. So we made that decision to give her more, let her start it as an older child. So that way she was more developed when she started. And you can already see it in the school. Like she's one of the more developed children in the year, which is, I think a good thing going forward. But today we were like, what do you want to do today, Joss? And she's like, I want to take Daddy to the Lego shop to buy him a set. It's like, oh, it's really cute. So we did go to the Lego shop and we ended up buying each of the kids a set, and we didn't get me a set. Not that I need any sets. I've got enough of my own. Although I was looking at the new Lego Speed Champions sets going, do I get the Ferrari, the Audi, or the Nissan? Oh, I love the Nissan and I love the Audi. The Audi I love because I always used to love the racing games on my consoles and things like that. The Audi and the Toyota, what's it called, Celica, were always my sort of two go-to cars. I always whenever it was hill climb, it was the Audi. Whenever it was normal rallying, it was the Celica GT. Fantastic car. I'd still love to own one of those one day. That or the old school Supra. That's different notes. So yeah, I was looking at the Audi because I love that kind of rallying thing, and then I was looking at the Nissan because I've always been a fan of that car, and I was looking at the Ferrari, and just because I think it looks really cool. But then I was looking at the set in a bit more detail, and I don't like the ridges on the bonnet. I know why they've done it, but it looks pretty rubbish to me. I don't like it. So I don't think they had a choice. I don't think they make those longer curves like that, and they needed to kind of get that air scoop in there, but it kind of looks more like someone's shut the garage door on the bonnet. Come on, car doesn't fit. So I wasn't so keen on that one. I was also looking for the Ninjago sets. They've been really slow releasing them here. I know they were supposed to come out on the 1st of Feb, but there's a couple of them come out. I actually really wanted to see the arcade boxes and see if I actually like them or not, because I saw Dr. McBrick got one, and I'm intrigued. I was looking at them going, they could work. They could work as stickers and things for arcade boxes and things like that, but I actually don't think they do on reflection. I think they're too big. Waffling about what's going on. But anyway, we did go and look at Lego, and we ended up going to 2 shops because one of the shops didn't have as good a selection as the other one, but the other one wasn't quite as cheap. So anyway, both the kids, Callie got a little friend set, which was like a little doggy slide thing, which she was well happy with, and just got a Minecraft set. And those of you who haven't tried Minecraft, I've never played the game, but I love the Lego sets. They're really good. We've got 2 or 3 including that one now, and I've got the pirate ship one to build as well, and I love them. I'd like to actually have a proper Minecraft area. I know a few people have said they're starting to build a Minecraft sort of city and village type thing. I think it'd be really cool, really good fun. I've seen lots of really impressive ones online, and I think one of the shows here in Australia, someone actually has every Lego Minecraft set ever released, and they've basically have built an entire Minecraft scene. I've never played the game. I've avoided it because I can only imagine what that is going to do to the minuscule bit of spare time I already have. And I'm having enough trouble getting into build Lego at the moment as it is. So having another thing like that to stop me doing it ain't gonna happen. So that was what's going on. So what else has been going on? I've been working my way through my backlog actually. It's kind of funny. You can actually get a sort of idea of the backlog. I'm just going to turn the camera around for those of you watching the video version of this podcast. But that kind of sums up what's going on. That's the Lego table at the moment. It's got the Lockwood estate there, just slap bang in the middle of the city. The city's sort of behind it there. Anyway, So I've also, you know, the ghost trains over here. What else did I build? There's a couple of other things I built as well. I've got to find. Can't remember what they were. My kids have been playing in here as well. I realised yesterday when I was having a look around there. There's a few things like the Lego Movie 2 party bus should not be in the middle of the residential area where the garbage truck crashed into it. Maybe it should. Maybe that'll be part of my next city update. Who knows? Next city update is going to be awesome, by the way. That's something I'm probably going to start on this week and hopefully have something for you. It's going to be not what you expect, and I'm not moving rooms, unfortunately, still. That's still on the back burner, but will happen. So yeah, I've been working through my backlog. I did do my mock last night for my my Stargate SG1 gate. If you didn't see that one, go and check it out on my channel. I'm pretty happy with that one. It's one I built a while ago, and when I was doing my last city update, I kind of found it and went, I really want to build a mock, but I haven't got time to build the mock I was going to do. The Logwood Estate's there because that's actually going to become a train station, hopefully, if I can. I think it looks good. It's got all the parts to do something like that. It's a good colour. It's got a good size. I'm not going to need too many parts to add to that to actually build the station building. It's going to be the rest of the platforms and things that go with it. So that's why I got that set. But yeah, I was just looking for, I wanted to build something. I really want to just sit down, put some bricks together and just do that. So I took that kind of old scene I'd done and turned it into an actual proper scene, finished out a few things, finished the ramp on it properly, added the control panel, turned it into like making a little forest scene. It was really just enjoyable, just sit down and tinker and build that little mock. I'm one of those old school people. I like to pick up bricks. I love the tactility of bricks. I don't use Studio or anything like that to actually do any of my planning, which is interesting because somebody asked me this week about the my Sanctum Sanctorum mock, which I'm very proud of, and I was actually saying to my wife, I need to finish that. I need to actually go in and do all the interior the way I want to. Like, I've done a lot of it and you've seen it, but I always, you know, if you've ever built anything of any size, you always have ways to improve it, and I've just got these things I want to do, so I need to order all the parts to do that one. That'll be my next Bricklink order, I think. I'm ordering probably just a bucket load of tiles. I need tiles for roads, I need tiles for pavements, I need tiles to do the interior on that one, and a few other bits and pieces and that. So I'm basically going to be ordering like $200 worth of tiles. Incidentally, on a side note, you may notice I'm in the Lego room. Yay! It's finally cooled down. Yay! It's been barbaric here. It's been so hot. It's like at night time, it's been like 32 degrees still in the house, and this room gets a bit hotter because of where it's positioned, because it gets all of the afternoon sun. So it was brutal in here. You just couldn't come in here. I was in here without a top on or anything, fan blowing on me, and I could only spend like 10 minutes in here before I had to leave. It was just too hot. So that's part of the reason I've been working through my backlog, and part of the reason my video content sort of died a death recently is because I just haven't been able to film anything. This is my space. It's not cool space. So, but yeah, we've got rain. It's been raining since Thursday. Hooray! It's Saturday night now. It's been absolutely torrential. We actually made the mistake of going for a drive today to the shops. Really wish we hadn't. It was so wet. It's like, I was driving along and flicked the windscreen wipers on, and I'm like, well, don't use that setting on the windscreen wipers very often, the old one. And yeah, so it's been raining. It's been cool. It means I can get into the Lego room, and I've got some massive changes I'm going to be making in here. Massive, absolutely huge. So I'm going to work on that this week on the city, and it's... Yeah, the change I made last week, or last video I did, were actually quite big, swapping a few things around, and that worked really well. And I think that might have triggered something in my head to make a change, or I can't remember. I was watching a couple of really awesome channels today. I can't remember whose channel it was. It's a German channel, and the guy's absolutely stunning. Like, he's got a fantastic underground station, and it's just a brilliant city. When I find it, I'll put it in the description down below. I'm not going to look it up now, but really inspired me because I've wanted an underground station for a while, and the way I'm thinking to change it means I'm going to have a really good spot to do it, because I always wanted to use that area underneath my deck, and that's going to be a good way to do it, and a good way to get more trains, yay, into the city. So I should probably breathe. So yeah, the topic of this video, actually, you can probably tell from the way I'm talking, is that sort of when you put pressure on yourself to film, like you're running a channel and you start to think, I should be filming this, I should be getting at least, X videos up a day, and it's something I've been saying to a few of my friends sort of over the last few months, is I've just felt the pressure to record, and that pressure has actually had the opposite effect on me. It's really strange. Like I love doing this. Listen to me talking. I hope you can tell my passion coming through. So, when you get that block, and I'm like, I want to go in there and do something, but I don't know what. And it's the pressure of like, what do I do? Do I do a review? Do I go and build a mock? Do I do something about historic Lego? Do I do a news video? Oh, it's too late for the news now. All these things are going on in your head. And by the time you've run through it, a week's gone, week and a half's gone. So you notice I haven't been uploading much this last week. It's a combination of putting that pressure on myself, combination of I've had a lot going on at work at the moment. My wife's been quite busy as well, and just been absolutely knackered from the heat. It's been so tiring. But Jacob did a video on it recently as well, and that kind of was what inspired me to mention it in this talk, because I've been having lots of discussions with my friend Mark at the Lego Room and Mike over at Dr. McBrick. They're both very good friends of mine, and they've both been in similar boats where they put this pressure on yourself. And I build Lego because I love Lego. I've seen, look at this, look, I did the Lockwood Estate, this is staying, look at that, how cool is that build? I think that is phenomenal. That Triceratops head, if the camera will focus, hello, focus, there we go. Greg from the Brickitex hand trick there, always works. But yeah, what a fantastic, like when you're putting it together, that can't possibly look right, but when you put it together, it's brilliant. So that kind of stuff. I just love seeing those little techniques. Building my Stargate pool, that was fantastic fun. I'm halfway through the Newbury Mansion. Actually, I'm not halfway through, I'm one bag through the Newbury Mansion. Great. So I love Hidden Side. I need to do a video on Hidden Side. But you see, listen to me talking to it. I just love it. And when I get in here and do it, it's amazing. And it just like flows, and I just love talking about it. And I can find things to do. And when you have that block, it's like, it's one of those self-fulfilling things where you're like, I've put this pressure on myself. I know I need to do something. I'm overthinking what I need to do. I'm taking the fun out of it. I'm not doing it because of the reason I started the channel, is because I love this and I want to share my passion for it. I'm doing it because I feel like I have to, because I have to feed the Lego algorithm and the YouTube algorithm, sorry. And it just like goes like that, and it's not right. And it's finding that balance between, I need to allocate time to do it and spend time with my wife. I need to actually maybe get some more sleep sometimes. That being said, I had a couple of early nights this week and I felt exhausted after sleeping. It's overrated. I need to sleep less. Excuse me for drinking. It's good. All of the moisture and things have actually like kicked up my allergies, which is irritating, but at the same time it's a good sign because everything's looking greener again. It's good. It's going to try and get out in the garden tomorrow in between rain showers to actually do some gardening. Really looking forward to it. But yeah, digressing from that topic. So that's kind of where I was at, and I just really wanted to kind of talk about, like, I think we need to come up with a strategy to manage that, because I can just see so many people getting burnt out from that kind of attitude, that pressure that I need to do it, I have to do it, and you start to look at people like Brickitex Greg, who just, he's full time. That's all he does is make Lego videos, and you cannot compare yourself to him. It's just, don't ever, if you're gonna do that, you need to quit work and go and do it. That's the only way you're ever gonna do that one. It's just humanly impossible to do that amount of content, have a full-time job, have a family of, I've got a family of 3 kids, so excuse me, it's impossible. It's just impossible, and that's what you have to be realistic about. And I think that's where the problem comes in, is you've just got to set realistic expectations. And that's the funny thing, like, you look at how these algorithms work, and they look for consistency. They don't necessarily look for volume. Now, if you do volume, you're in one consistency group. If you do less volume, you're in another consistency group. It's about the consistency. They look, if you're going to do 2 videos a week, stick to 2 videos a week. You're going to do 3 videos a week, stick to 3 videos a week. Now, my goal is 3 videos a week, possibly 4. So 3 to 4 is my sort of consistency. That's where I should be. And one of them's like a podcast style video, every couple of weeks, informational stuff, mock stuff, city updates. I've got GJBricks is coming, as I said. I've got 2 videos of hers to do and another one to film tomorrow with her. So they'll be going up, complete with no comments, yay. And just kind of, and I've got tons of historic Lego stuff to talk about. And then there's all the new stuff. There's new stuff coming out all the time. There's Lego ideas sets getting the 10,000 votes, that kind of stuff. So I want to kind of start doing the news segments. And then there's also a few people have asked me to start doing my 5 and a bit videos again. I really do have to get on that one. I was thinking about that actually today, about how I'm going to get that one going. But none of that's hard content. Like, it's stuff I'm passionate about. Like, I'm sitting there, I'm reading Pinterest all the time for ideas for the 5 and a bit videos. I watch tons of YouTube. I admit I actually haven't been watching as much YouTube as I was, just because I literally haven't had time. I've actually been trying to make more effort, spend more time with my wife, because she's like super busy, and I feel like she sort of needs help at the moment because her business is transitioning through a growth phase and it's quite hard work on her. So she's on that. Anyone who's had a small business knows that sort of balancing point where you're growing, but the income's not quite keeping up with it, and she's at that point. So she needs a kind of, I'm supporting her as much as I can as a husband and a wife, and also with the kids and things like that, and doing what I can on top of trying to grow my business, which is trying to grow at like a exponential rate. Where I work for I am part owner of a tech startup, and we're trying to sort out various funding and opportunities and product launches and things like that. So I'm doing that. I want to do my hobby. I want to anyway. So put that pressure on yourself, and it doesn't take that long to sit down and actually do the video. Now, something like a city update obviously does take time, but it's that mental state that I find is the hard part, and also making sure I'm putting the time in to do the things I love, which is building that little mock I did last night. My Santa Claus, I love this. This is still one of my favorite things I've ever built. My Santa Claus mech, I think, is just, it's so much fun. I just love it, and that's what I love doing. And everyone's responded well to my sci-fi kind of twist on my stuff I've been doing recently. So I'm keeping that going a bit more. I want to get a bit more of that sci-fi through the city. I need to do something like I need to do something where something a bit more gritty, a bit more kind of Blade Runner-y or something like that kind of thing. So I've got to get my trains going as well. So it's going to be a bit more, the change you're going to see in my city, awesome. But that's what I mean. It's like I've been blocking myself. I'm sitting here talking about all the ideas are flowing, and I've really had no reason to actually not do more content. And that's the funny thing, is that block sits in there, and I find myself watching telly, like reading my phone, watching stuff on my computer, and I should be sitting in here listening to some podcasts, building, or those kind of things, like things I can do, not watching telly. To be honest, watching telly, I do sit and build in front of the telly sometimes, but actually it's more fun to sit in here and build. It has been too hot, I admit. That has been a massive factor, but this last week has actually just been that mental block. It's just been stopping me for some reason, so got to push through it. And it's interesting how many other adult builders have said exactly the same thing, who want to build and they just feel the pressure to build, and that pressure to build is not what is about, build stuff and don't even tell, they don't even have to film it. Like, I built this one with Callie the other day, the little ski set. I had nothing to do with snow in my city, but I picked it up because it was a cheap set and she really enjoyed building it. Admittedly, she didn't build it the way it was meant to do, and my OCD kicked in and I fixed it when she went to bed, but she did an amicable job for a youngster who's still learning all of those things. So Joss has tried to do a couple of big sets and struggled. The attention span is still not quite there. She was trying to build this one, like the this, oh, you dropped it, the Newbury school. Like I always thought she was, those who can't see it who are on the podcast, that's the Newbury mansion from The Hidden Side. Like, she asked to build it and just knew it was going to be a struggle, and she got like 3/4 of the way through bag one and was struggling, bless her. So she's done some more complicated sets, but just not the big sets. The big sets is where she struggles. So oh, rain again. Woo! I don't know if my mic's good enough to pick that up, but it's torrential rain outside again. It's great, love it. It's music to my ears. So No, that was what I wanted to just put my thoughts forward on that one and tell people, don't put the pressure on yourself. Like, don't feel like, focus on loving Lego, the building. That's where the energy is, and let it flow. And if you feel like you've done something you want to share it. But don't feel you have to stick to a schedule. Don't feel like you have to be pumping out 5, 6, 7 videos a week because someone like Brickitect, who's very successful, is doing that. There are channels who are sort of pumping out 3 or 4 videos a week who I'm not sure how they're doing it if they've got full-time jobs, but they are somehow doing it. But don't feel the pressure. Like, set yourself a schedule. Like, set yourself a nice, like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. That's it. That's all it needs to be. Just be gentle on yourself and focus on building. Focus on building and your community will come, and focus on talking to people and interacting and connecting with those communities. If you want to grow a YouTube channel, it's not just about pumping out content. It's about building a community. It's about talking to people. It's about interacting. There are tricks and things you can do to do it, but really the strength of something like the Lego community is community. It is like you have to have that connection. I've got some really fantastic friends that I build with, and they all say, the reason they're doing it is because of this community, because we all talk. Dr. McBrick is one of my best mates now. Like, we talk regularly. I'm filming a video with him tomorrow. We want to do those things together because we're just so similar. We connect, we share ideas all the time. I admit he does pump out a lot more than I do in terms of what he builds, but his kids are older than mine, so mine are still kind of quite dependent. So that's why. But when my kids get a bit older, I'll be able to have a bit more time again to do those kind of things. So, but that's it. But I'm trying to be realistic. This podcast, I love doing this podcast. I really wanted to do this last weekend, and I was in that funk. And by the time I got to do it, I actually couldn't. I ended up on when I was gonna do it on Saturday night, and then I think I ended up watching a movie with my wife, and then on Sunday night. My wife had a big job on Monday, and I made the decision I was going to help her with that job rather than do my video, which, the husband of the year. Thank you. No, but it was like she needed the help, and I'm glad I helped her. We got a lot done. It made her day a lot easier the next day. She had a very, very busy day, and I think we went to bed at like 2:30 and then was up again at 5 o'clock on Monday morning to sort this out. So Monday was pretty tired, but it really helped her. She made a great impression with her customers, and that was a good reason to not film a video. So I'm sorry I missed my video. I should have done it on the Saturday night, but I didn't because I was doing other things. So I'm doing this on a Saturday night. I'm debating, probably gonna put this up straight away after I filmed it because it's a good time to do it for me. I know it's a good time zone for everybody else, so I'll get good traffic on it. But I'm trying to. I actually had best of intentions to sticking to my 2-week schedule, and I didn't because of good reasons. So that's what I wanted to say. I want to say enjoy building. Don't feel the pressure to just pump out videos, okay? And for me, like, I'm a little bit of a perfectionist with my videos, and you'll see I put quite a lot of time and effort into the editing side of it, the getting things right. I don't put as much as I would like to because I've never actually done any training in it, and I don't have time to learn at the moment. So I'm doing as much as I can to make my videos as polished as possible. I'm putting the quality together, using my mic here, editing it in iMovie properly, putting it together, uploading it, making sure it's good, doing the right thumbnails, all of those things. That all sort of takes, like, to get this podcast up, it's probably going to take me about an hour, including doing the thumbnail, the description, getting it all up, and then putting it into the various places I do to try and promote it. So it takes time. So you've got to factor that into what you're doing as well. And that's the mistake we often make, is we've just got to really enjoy it. And doing something like a review video is actually like, you've got a choice with review videos. You can just do a straight, here's what I'm reviewing. I'm going to review this tree, for example. And you can just talk about this tree, the leaves, whatever else. Or you can go down the approach I do, which is, a bit more like the sort of more professional reviewers do, where I like to kind of break it down into stages, and that takes a long time to edit through and film. It takes me a very long time to do what I do. So, okay, I'm going to wrap up there. So I hope you enjoyed listening to my thoughts on just enjoying building. Don't let the schedule issue drag you down. It's exhausting. If you need to talk to someone about it, feel free to message me. there's other YouTubers that will talk to you as well, and you know, and you know, if you feel like you can help me, and if you feel like you can be someone for me to lean on, please do, because I love doing this. I love the community. I love, you know, I put a video up last night, and my video last night, and one of the comments was, we want more GJBricks videos. I'm like, oh, that's what I like hearing, and that's why I do this. It's why I build with Lego, and why I put these videos up. And this putting this pressure on yourself is wrong. It's wrong. Build Lego, enjoy it, share it, but don't feel you have to be posting, because those people who like your channel, who like you, will be there. They will be there and support you no matter what you do. Okay? So let me know in the comments below what you think about what I've just said about my podcast, and if you've got any sort of suggested content you want me to do in these podcasts as well. Happy to do that and read it out and talk about it. On that note, I am going to wrap up. Now, there's a couple more places you can go and find my content, which I'll just show up on the screen here. I do post different content in different places on my other channel. Some of it's promoting this YouTube channel. This is my main channel. My website, I do post other stuff like mocks by other people and things like that, which I love doing. So if you've got any of that kind of content you think I should feature, send it through to me. I do post them. I've been a bit behind on that this last couple of weeks, but I'm trying to catch through that. I've got about 10 mocks I need to put up in my backlog at the moment, so I'll be doing that over the next kind of, I'm trying to do sort of one a day or one every other day, so they don't take me too long to do, and I can do them on my train journey to work. I'm going to love you and leave you there. Thank you for listening to my podcast. If you're listening to this, thank you. If you're watching it, thank you. If you feel like giving me a rating over on iTunes, feel free to follow the link down below. And I will see you again in 2 weeks for my podcast, and just to make sure you subscribe to my channel to catch some of my other content. I do post regularly when I'm not over putting too much pressure on myself to post. Anyway, I look forward to seeing your comments, and don't forget to like and share this video. And here's a couple more videos I think you will enjoy. Thanks for listening to me, guys.